All right, I've got it up. I'm very. Hang on. All right, guys, I've got it up. Give me a second. This is so bad. All right, I'm not going to name the people in this live stream. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to give them any attention. Okay, everyone? No, I'm not going to name anyone in this live stream except for it's my friend and me, and someone has called me to talk to my friend Kwaku. Okay, so I'm going to do another screen share. Give me a second. Share screen. Microsoft Edge. All right, hang on. All right, you guys ready? I'm going to press play and you can just listen a little bit and then I'll get out of it. I'm not naming who anyone is with intentionally.
I'm trying to lay up called Australian Meditations, but I want to ask, as a member of the African community, when you talk to your fellow African brothers and sisters, what do they say about Australia Day? I'm genuinely curious about what citizens, do they support Australia Day on June 26th?
Okay,
you're assuming he hangs out with only Africans.
That's one of the
Probably have a lot of African friends. So what do they think about Australia Day?
Okay, stop. First of all, you've got the wrong bloke. So first of all, I don't have that many African friends. We'll be serious. Unless you talk, okay, I do have about 5 African friends, and they're all white South Africans. So when I talk to them, what they think about Australia Day is we get drunk in Australia, we play the Triple Day Hottest 100, and we enjoy ourselves. Was that not the answer you're looking for?
Yeah, I was hoping for more of a black African view. I guess you don't have many black African friends.
Kwaku's the whitest African you've ever met.
I have white African friends, no, but is there a difference really? Are white Africans not Africans?
Okay, no, that's fine, but I'm just curious, man. All good.
Whoa, that was derailed. That did not go the way he wanted it to go.
Well, what are your thoughts then on Australia Day?
Okay, I'll give you my thoughts on Australia Day. I think Australia Day is a good day, all that sort of stuff.
A recent poll came out today that 75% of Australians support Australia Day on January 26th, and as a recent migrant yourself, and I'm sure you already came from overseas.
Recent migrant?
Another assumption.
My parents went to university here in like the 70s.
Whatever, as a black person, whatever, I think as a black person, what do you think of
you're making it up as you go along.
On January 26th?
Okay, you've got an agenda with this Australia Day thing. I'll flesh it out a bit. I used to be all about Australia on the 26th. I was in the car yesterday around 5 p.m. I was listening to 3AW, and there was a guy who's like the mayor of the Byron Shire, and he's the one that was saying he didn't want to do it on that day. And that argument actually made me start it to think. And I went online. Australia Day's been on about 5 different days in the last 100 years. The Jan 26th is a new thing. I'm in the process of working it out, but I'm naturally moving towards it would be better on another day, but I'm not bothered. It's not something that I get up out of bed going, oh, let's go change Australia Day. It's not something I could give the slightest thoughts about. But I do think that in the past it's been in July twice, like July 11th and July 30th or something like that. So it's not.
July 30th, it used to be, I know in 1915 it was on July 30th. Yeah. And it used to be also a day in August. It's changed dates a few times, but the core of the celebration has been to celebrate Australian culture and the arrival of the British. It's always been
I'm all about Australian culture. So go back a step. When you say you're an Australian, did you say you're an Australian nationalist?
Pardon?
Did you say you're an Australian nationalist?
Yes, I was born and raised in Australia. I have Greek blood. But as a white person, I believe that to be Australian, you have to be white. And
really?
As Australian, you have to be born in Australia as a white person.
Okay, now stop. Okay. that's okay.
Just so you know, you're not Australian, but if you're supporting Australian values and the way of life, I genuinely applaud that you're supporting the Australian way of life.
This live stream will end up on my BitChute account. I can't keep this live stream.
Yeah, stop. Yeah, we'll go somewhere else. But my Australian passport, my Australian citizenship, and all that sort of stuff, my Australian property, I'm not Australian. Well, you're a Greco and you tell me I'm not Australian.
You're a Greco.
Well, yeah, because I'm white. Greeks are white. So I'm just saying that that you support Australian values. But at the end of the day, what makes an Australian a true Australian is their blood, their heritage, their race.
But you're Greek.
Yeah.
I know, and Greeks are
Greek
white.
person telling
Greeks are not white. Many are white, but many look Middle Eastern.
They're olive. Greeks are only because they live in Greece. It's very, very sunny. That's why they're
Aboriginals?
It's a different standard for two different groups.
What are Aboriginals?
What are Aboriginals? Australian?
Aboriginals. I recently made some posts on my YouTube channel about this. Aboriginals, I believe, aren't Australian.
Where
They're
are they from?
Aboriginals. And I'll explain why. If you bear with me, you understand where I'm coming from. There are some Aboriginals in Australia who don't like the term Australian. They see it as a colonial remnant, like the white man gave them the term Australian. They see it as an assimilationist term.
Okay, fundamentally define what is Australia. Because you're saying the people who are in Australia first aren't Australian.
I'll explain why. It's before 1788.
Wait, you're talking over each other. Wait, let Kwaku finish and then Australian Meditations, you can continue.
Yeah, I just want to be very clear on this very specific question, right? You claim that you're an Australian nationalist, right? I accept that. I'll accept a lot of what you're saying because I like the Australian way of life. But for mine, you're making a lot of bizarre stipulations about what is Australian and what's not. You should go to on Reddit. There's a page called Reddit Gatekeepers, and it'll be like only 90s kids will understand this. And it's people who try to be gatekeepers. They try to say I control who is this and who's not this, and that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to gatekeep Australianism. You can't do that. It's not up to you to decide who is Australian. First of all, Aboriginals are fucking Australian. Don't be ridiculous. 99% of people accept Aboriginals are Australian.
Absolutely.
First, to pretend that they're not shows you lack honestly lack the intellect to discuss this. That's just on that point. I'm not being harsh, but I'm saying anyone who thinks Aboriginals aren't Australians is having a laugh. That's just somewhere.
Have you finished?
Yeah. The second part of what I'm saying is to claim that I'm an Australian in spite of my Australian citizenship, my Australian passport, my Australian parents.
Your Australian accent
would be very bizarre. My Australian way of life. That's bizarre. Okay, but continue. You can suggest that of me, even though you don't know me, but whatever. But how do you, as a European, claim that Aboriginals and people who are Australian citizens and all that aren't Australian, but you are somehow, even though you claim to be Greek?
Okay, respond, Australian Meditations.
Okay. I'm going to need some time to explain this, but my definition of Australian comes from history and not from emotion. I don't believe.
Okay, so I ended that because I can't hear anymore. But my friend totally schooled him. Do you guys reckon that because it's like he wanted all your African friends because you're recent to the country, and I found that entertaining. Anyway, so Kwaku, that's my friend. He has a great attitude towards being black. He has a great attitude about life. He's super educated. He's now he did a course and I don't know what it is, but it's something like about mental health. So he's like a smart fella. Not so smart because he did get jabbed, but smart enough.